Everyone, welcome to another episode of Independent Artists Unite Song Series. We got the superstars in the house tonight. We got Holy Water, and Kid Barrett is back on the show talking about
Yay.
their super cool goth dance hit, Supernova Suicide.
Yeah,
Welcome,
man. Thanks for having us, man.
and nice to meet you,
Yeah,
Jake.
thank you.
And this is the first
Yeah.
on the road guest that I've had, so this is very cool. There's been a lot of firsts lately. A lot of this show has gotten very strange lately, so it's exciting.
It's your first time meeting Jake? Is this your first
Yeah,
time meeting Jake?
yeah,
Wow.
totally.
Dude, cool.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
So tell me a bit about this. I guess about how did you guys like get to know each other and end up collaborating together?
Do you want to say it, Jake, or me?
Go ahead.
Well, I ended up on a bill with Grizz, Vic, up in Modesto. And that was last year. And when I got there, oh sorry, and Fever came along as well.
Okay.
And Fever had just gotten off a tour with Jake, I believe. And so they were so like they were still off that buzz of, and talking about it and stuff. And then he's like, "Oh, just wait till you meet Jake, dude." Just they blew Jake up, and I and I was like, "Okay, cool." I was already excited, and dude, Jake fucking lived up to it. Like, solid dude. Like, came in talking about how he was just like basically making his band what it is, and what it is now, and his name, and cleaning up, tightening up the screws of his project, if you will. And he got to see my set that night for the first time, and he gave me some really cool compliments, and
Oh,
been
awesome.
friends ever since. Been friends ever since.
And
Yeah, I
what?
got your shirt on.
And I got the holy water shirt.
Yeah, we got double representation here. This is awesome.
Oh man. You know what was funny? Right after at the end of the tour, we were all just like wearing each other's shirts. It was beautiful. So cool.
That who were you all out on the road with? Or are
Um,
you talking about that night with me that
no,
last?
yeah, right now, at the tour that we just went on the road with.
Yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
we went with Dark Cheese Man. We supported Dark Cheese Man, and M81 Presents, which is Mario, DJ Mario put that together. It was really
Oh,
awesome.
nice.
Mhm. Yeah, it was 4 shows. It was Vegas, LA, Bakersfield, California, and San Francisco. Just ended on Monday night.
Yeah, man.
That's so cool, man. And I think and your plan for your plan to just keep growing is like really working with the live shows. I can see your like streaming number. I looked at your streaming numbers tonight, and it's just like keeps building and building.
Yeah, I mean, are you speaking about both of us,
Well, I don't
Greg?
know. I don't know about how you've grown lately, but I know how Kid has grown in the last year.
Yeah,
Oh,
I,
dude,
I
Yeah,
you
mean,
so I was
need
it's
my
talking
been
numbers,
about
Scott? No,
him.
I'm just kidding.
yeah,
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
been
yeah, yeah.
good. I mean,
I
it's
love
been
it.
really good. I've had a lot of help doing collaborations with artists like Kid and our mutual friend Vic Vapors and Fever. We had a song that did really well, and Grizz, his brother BJ, handles helps me with some of the marketing and getting me. He's got some really great playlists that he's added me to
Oh,
and some
nice.
traction there. And then there's a guy named Elder Goth
Oh,
that's
yeah,
on Instagram.
yeah.
Some videos for me done really, really well. One got up into the millions, and like so all that
Wow.
sort of traction has really, really helped the at the shows and stuff. And it's just kind of ironic because the less I try to be a rock star, the more it happens. Like I try to focus on the
Yeah. Well, I
friendships
mean, that's
and being in the
everything,
moment
right?
when I'm,
Yeah.
yeah, it just kind of be there. This is my kind of second go around at career and touring and as a musician, and so I'm just really grateful and blessed and get so much more out of it now that I'm focused on hanging out, making friends, experiencing the travel and making music because I love it, not worrying about like what people think or what the show's going to do or what I'm going to get out of it. It's like what I put into it.
Yeah.
And it's been pretty cool just to kind of be able to have a secondary response to the music thing. It's like I missed out on so much back in the day when I was really trying and always looking to the
Yeah,
next gig and how to build and all these things. And nowadays you can kind of see it online. You can
that's so
communicate
true.
that
Yeah,
way. And then you just get to know people like Kid and who are just like good people. And that's kind of how I vibe. I'm just like, dude, this dude's rad. Like he was introduced himself to me right away when we met in Modesto and we chatted and he was just really sweet. And I was like, dude, this dude's cool. Like before I even saw him, I already liked him,
yeah,
just
yeah,
because
yeah.
the way like uh talking to me and stuff. And I knew
Yeah.
we just kind of hit it off. Plus he's
And I
got
think,
like
yeah.
this
I'm
kind of
sorry.
rock and roll look with the haircut and everything. And I'm a little older, so I get down with some of that vibe, it's like New
Yeah,
York Dolls and
yeah, yeah,
Johnny
yeah.
Thunders and that kind of thing. So I just
Yeah.
like a
I
kind of
think
a
we're the same. I think we're the same generation, Jake. Yeah. And
yeah,
I also identify with what you're saying because I'm also doing a second go around now. I had
Right.
bands, back in New York City in the 90s and everything. And I was
that
so crazy about making it, that I don't even think I had friends. Maybe I made a friend if I thought that they could like do something for me. I was completely cuckoo. And now it's the same thing. It's just like,
yeah.
oh, this is just like the people just like come around you, and that's your tribe. And it's so beautiful that way,
Yeah,
and then
like to
you can
build on
just like,
that, basically,
yeah,
like to build on what you guys are saying, it's been a lot with the community. Like, like what he said, basically building your own song that you like, music that you enjoy making. And it's basically what he said. Like, it was the same for me. I've tried it with bands and before, and I was like, I'm just gonna make music that I like, and eventually that's what started hitting. And then, but being out there by hitting, I mean like, hey, like, you get all these other musicians who are basically on the same wave as you. Like it's almost like you're running a race against yourself, and then you look to the side and there's other people doing the same thing.
yeah,
So it's been like this really beautiful build of community with you guys. Like for example, you guys are my online community. Like, I
yeah,
got you, I got Kevin in Puerto Rico, I got
yeah,
Scott, on the East Coast. No, I'm sorry, I got James on the East
yeah,
Coast. And so we're all over the place. And but with these guys, I know where to meet them in one spot, and so it's really cool, man. We really are blending it all into one right now, and
yeah. Oh,
it's
who do we got here, Jake?
This is Bruno, the golf dog, right?
yep.
Bruno. We got
Hi,
another
Bruno. I
guest,
miss Bruno,
Bruno.
dude. I
Yeah,
miss Bruno so much.
Oh,
Bruno hung out.
He's
Maybe
missing Vic Vapors right now.
I'll get that. He's got a really strong connection with Vic and Bruno. Maybe it's the
Yeah,
Chihuahua thing or something. Sure, but
he's a Vic is
Bruno's
the
a little,
Chihuahua whisperer.
yeah, yeah, kind of a little standoffish with most people, but him and Vic like hit it off right away. It's funny. There's multiple videos of
By
Vic.
the way, Scott, I want to say that Jake is the coolest fucking dude, and he's like located in Sacramento, right?
yeah.
So he fucking
Yes.
lets us stay whenever we're like touring, like up and down.
Oh,
Whenever
nice.
we're out there, and dude, he's the best host and the best cook. So just wanted to put that out there, Jake.
That's so awesome, man.
Well, thank you.
I love to hear stories like that. I was just talking to an artist last night who was really upset because, someone that they thought was in their tribe, you know, ended up just like losing it and really being a problem, to a difficult
Oh yeah,
person to be around. And I was just saying to them, hey, that's just good intel, that's just good information. Like just go with the people, like you guys have just said, just go with the people that you feel
yeah,
comfortable with, you vibe
right.
with. And when you find out that someone
Yeah.
doesn't fit that, that's good information. Then you don't have to wait any more energy on that and just move on with the rest of your peeps,
Yeah. Oh yeah,
because that
dude.
does happen along the way as well.
Exactly.
Definitely.
But
It does, and
Jake, did you? Oh yeah, go ahead.
it's negative, but like it's a way to kind of oh, I don't know, because usually I'm kind of how to say this. You got to kind of protect yourself and your brand in a way too. And sometimes, and I'm sure you've experienced this too, Scott. Um, where some people want to go on the ride, they want to play the shows and hang out and do all the fun stuff, but they don't want to put in any of the work. And so
Yeah.
you end up going
God, giggles.
with everybody, and then you meet other hard workers and other bands, and you end up connecting more with other artists that have that drive
Mm,
and have that reciprocal community feeling, and work hard and don't need a reward for it, and they just want to be there. And you connect more with people in other acts than you do with the guys in your own band, because you're bringing them along. And like, it
mm,
took me a long time to kind of think about that and to have eyes on it. So in a way, yeah, yeah, it is intel, and it's kind of an emotional intel. And I
mm,
stopped feeling like I owed anybody a free ride a long time ago, because I'd done a lot of the work and stuff. And then there was
mm,
this sort of entitlement that came along with that. And only people that work hard themselves understand that that's the reward, right? The ones that just want to get on the train and go, they're the one, they expect it
mm,
because it's coming from you. But when you yourself, you're like, you have so much more value in the experience and stuff. So
mm,
when I meet a guy like Kid who does all the work and does all the stuff, but is also humble and cool and kind, like we immediately sort of connect, because that's the reward, is getting to meet good
Oh
folks.
yeah, that's part of the whole journey and the
yeah.
the fun. And people tell me that too, like, dude, like they walk up to me and they're like, "You're so cool," and I'm like, "Dude,
Mm.
why wouldn't I be? Like, we're fucking, we're
Yeah.
fucking just having the time of our life. Like, why would I be bitter? You know what I mean? Like, I'm so happy. I'm happy to meet you. I'm happy you're here. I'm happy, just to be part of this. I'm very grateful too. Like just in general, like the other day, like I getting off stage and they were doing that big shoot. I don't know if you saw those pictures, Scott, where we were like a little goth mafia and shit.
Yeah.
There's like a bunch, like there's like so many of us now. And like, but they were all waiting for me to get off stage, and I'm like, wait, guys, I'm selling merch. So it wasn't like I'm out there like shooting up or something. I'm like, it was
Yeah.
so cool. Like I was like, wow, this is so clear, like the opposite of that. But I was selling merch, and then these guys are like, yo, we gotta go. And I'm like, dude, let me sell one more fucking shirt. And so it was so funny, man. It's just a great time, man, with great friends. Like I said, Jake and his wife just like, take us in and just it's a beautiful thing, man. It's really and for example, last time I was in Jake's house, I was in Sac, and I was about to drive to San Francisco because I had never really been to San Francisco, man. Like set foot. I've driven by it, kind of like glimpsed at it from afar, but
Mm.
like I finally went in, and it was like one of the most beautiful cities I've ever seen. So. Yeah, I think things like that is kind of like this is part of the journey that we've talked about or dreamt about, or whatever.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, man. And
That's
I've seen your old fucking pics too, man. You fucking yeah, I know you fucking have done that too and been on tour as well and done the thing.
yeah. I want to do it again though. I'm
Oh,
gearing
for
up for
sure.
that. I'm gearing up for that. Yeah. I haven't taken my I haven't taken this like kind of solo thing on the road.
Do you ever come out west, Scott? Do you ever come out west?
I haven't in a long time. I lived out in Hollywood for a year.
Right, yeah, I remember you
Uh,
saying that, but okay. You should come out, man.
that was
Well,
2000.
we gotta
I,
get you out there, man. We gotta get you out west.
We
yeah, somewhere there's a mugshot of me in Hollywood jail.
Probably all of us. I'm sure they have mugshots of all of us somewhere in California.
There's five cops holding
Just
me.
like the album, just like the album art,
Yeah.
dude. Just like the album art, right? There you go.
But Jake, did you produce this too?
I did, yeah. So I had a song kind of queued up. I threw it at a Kid, and he wrote some lyrics, and it was rad. And then like it was really repetitive, and Kid had this kind of melodic approach. And so I started messing around and making some chord changes rather than just like a industrial, straightforward kind of repetitive, like
Like
little,
drone.
yeah,
Yeah,
very funny.
yeah,
So once I made a couple chord changes, I was like, boom, there it is. Now it's like a song.
yeah.
So I just grabbed the vocals and then started from scratch with a bass, with a synth bass, and moved the chords around. And then I found the placement for the vocals. I literally just dropped them in wherever, and it worked. And I was like, holy shit, it was a little different, but it fits so well. Once I got the key and the chord changes, I threw those up, And then I brought the vocals over and just kind of put it at the beginning, like the little bar, and just dropped them in there. I was going to cut them up and move them around. And I was like, it was like half of the first verse or something. And I just put it in there and I listened and was like, dude, this is where it's at. And so
Yeah.
then I put in a beat and then added a little faint guitar. And then I found a couple little synth arps to just dress it up. But it was just more minimal and cool. There's actually like four drum beats on there. They're just kind of buried together because I wanted a little sizzle from some hi-hats and then a little bit of this and a little bit of that to drive that dance beat harder.
Yeah.
I DJ'd for a long time and do
I was gonna ask, yeah, because it just totally seems like it TJ produced this. Yeah, it's so
Oh, dude,
danceable. Yeah,
yeah. And it's funny because I have an EDM background as well, so I'm that's why the four of the floors in my songs are not there for no reason. You know what I mean? I'm a
yeah,
big
yeah,
like
yeah.
So but yeah, with the on my end, it was very funny because it was like he sent me one, which is now his closer, was his closer in his show. 'Cause I fucking love that song. And I'm like, dude, the first night I was out there in Vegas, I was just like, wait, what the fuck? I know this song. I was having a cigarette outside. I was like, it's like I think I had written something else to that, and I was like, dude. And then he fucking made that into another song. But first, he gave me one instrumental, and that's when I wrote something to it. He kind of just told me like very Nine Inch Nailsy, and also, can you tell him what you told me the song is about? Like what the like you gave me a little briefing
Or
of
like
what
what the
Smells of
vibe is or
Suicide
something.
meant to you,
Oh, okay,
Jake.
yeah. All right, so
Yeah,
you had the title already.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, okay, so it's a kind of a two-part inspiration. One is just this like star, kind of like what we talked about, Scott. Like you try so hard that you have this sort of star that implodes upon itself. Like
Mm,
music is the only job in the world you could work 24 hours a day, do all the right things, and never work your way up,
yeah.
you know? Um, or you can, you're not going to get there unless you do all the right things and do that. But like there's this emotional part of it where you start to rate yourself and how you feel off the gauging on how many people like and appreciate what you do, how many people are at the shows. And it's really depressing if you tie your own self-worth into your own career. Like
Mm.
once you get off that stage, you got to get back to being a normal fucking person. If it's 4 o'clock in the morning at a gas station in Tallahassee, you're getting a burrito like everybody else. You're not a rock star anymore.
Yeah.
And guess what? No one wants to hear the kind of confidence and superhero shit you got on stage. Like you got to drop that and be a person again. So I think once you believe you are the person on stage out in the real world, it can get really slippery because you're basically you still got to be the hole in the donut. Like it's okay. So I wrote this song about trying to be like a star, so hard that it backfired and kind of like a supernova just kind of burned itself out. All that disappointment adds up to where you just kind of give up. And I've seen it time and time and time
I knew
again.
Scott would love this, by the
Yeah,
way.
almost just
Yeah.
wanted to at some point just wanted to lop my head off and try again, or I had to wait a few years. I'm a sober person, so it took me a,
Yeah. Me
a
too. Yeah, yeah.
years to sort of reassess the fact that people like me because of how I treat them,
Mm,
my actions and words, not on what I do. I'm not just a tool on someone's tool belt. Like I strongly believe my wife actually loves me because I'm a good guy, not because I'm fucking can write some cool songs or something like
mm,
whatever. I used to think that that stuff worked, and maybe it did when I was 25 and I was out there,
yeah.
but it doesn't hold up for me anymore. So I wanted to write this song about it. And me and Kid, when he was at my house, we were talking about bands and this and that and trying, and then like pulling all that weight. And then you go out there on your own in electronic music, and it's like almost safer in a way. And then you get to explore all the nuance. So I can kind of write about whatever I want. And a
Mm,
lot is about me, but it's about the truth and the stuff that I wouldn't want to say out loud.
yeah, yeah.
Go to
Like
things.
your authentic voice.
I was really trying to be a star. I really thought I could be. And then you say, but I failed. So how are you going to admit all that? Like, A, you're a narcissistic fool, and B, you failed at being the ultimate at that. And if you measure success at being the pinnacle of your career, it's like, oh, sorry, I'm not the Deftones or something. It just ended up being, but I got to travel the world and like do cool shit. Like, I made it further than a lot of people do in music, and it wasn't about that. It was just my own self-worth. And so now that I can kind of do whatever I want, all I care about is telling the truth and making things sound good. I was able to write this song kind of about that, and he kind of clicked with it right away. And
Oh
I didn't
yeah.
like explain to him totally what it was about, but when he came back with it, there's this sort of like vitriol in his voice, like he understands that
Mhm.
quiet rage,
Yeah.
like complaining, like, "Oh, I never made it." But it's like, dude, I worked so hard on this. I love this so much. Connect with this because this is the fucking truth. And I'm talking about it. So he had the feeling like right away. And that's why I felt like the lyrics and the song deserved more of a song than some sort of sonic droney exploration.
Huh?
Mhm.
This deserved like the back and forth, the conversation between me and him. And I even changed my lyrics all around with the new version because to me, I needed to counter that verse that he did with something a little bit more passive in the way like I didn't recognize it sounds like I'm talking about a person, but I'm talking about myself.
Mm.
Recognize that in me back then. I didn't recognize that all that self-will was actually destroying what I was trying to build. And that ego and that those blinders I had on to the better parts of this experience in a band, which I'm now open to. Like you said, you met somebody, but what do they got in it for you? Now I just meet them, and if they're cool, they're cool. If they're not, they're not. But it was just really cool how it all kind of came together
Oh yeah.
organically. The second part was that we were doing the video the other day, and I said I was like
Oh yeah. Mhm.
along, and I said supermodel suicide, and he's like, dude, it's Supernova, and I was like, oh my god. So there was a band I knew here in town in Sacramento a while back called Supermodel Suicide.
That sounds cool.
Like it had a good ring to it, and then I don't know, somewhere in the back of my brain when I was writing this song, those words kind of connected, and so Supernova, Supermodel. So it
Oh
wasn't
man.
completely original, but I kind of, how your brain borrows little bits and pieces of pop culture and put
Yeah.
it together. So when that popped out, I'm like, oh, that's kind of where I guess, like, because it's so similar, somewhere.
Yeah,
So
and what's crazy? I took that whatever he said and I ran with it. I was like,
Yeah.
it's
I was gonna
super.
say it's like
Yeah.
your voice too. It's like you're
Uh-huh.
channeling. It sounds like you're just channeling something else. You know what I mean?
Oh, dude.
It's
Oh,
like
okay,
you
so
just
okay, so
became
so
something else.
okay, so check it out. So that's what I meant. Like, so the first instrumental that he sent me, he was kind of like, I'm kind of going for that, like, he's like that angsty side of like Trent Reznor, and I was like, okay, cool, I get it. That like where you're like, I don't know what's going on, like you're kind of like building something up. And I was like, okay, I kind of felt that. And I was like, okay, cool. Let me give him something. But then when he came back with the last version, he had like more, even like there's a part where it's like, and we do it at night when we come alive. And I was like, oh shit, dude, like sound like a fucking monster. And I fucking love that. So I was like, I'm very much like that because he's like, dude, it's gonna sound different, and I learned that with working with James, like it's gonna sound different, but just give it a shot, you know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah,
And
yeah.
so it's like, dude, I'm super open. It was insane. It went from like more of a Trent thing to like more of a just straight skinny puppy kind of voice. That whole like live
well,
when
but
we come on. Yeah.
the thing is, like
What were you
that
gonna say?
thing I learned from a friend of mine who does a lot of hip hop and like
Yeah.
artists to double the track and then pitch one way down. And
Right.
then that kind of led me into the world of the bridge with the sub bass,
Right. 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 Right.
which is almost like a trap goth kind of thing. Like I just doubled the beat, but kept the sub, and it just sounded so much fun to me and so different, but it made sense in the song. And so I sent it to Vic to see and Kid to see if they liked it or if it was cheesy, and they were like, "No, dude, that's dope." And when I put
Yeah.
it in my car, and when we heard it live, it kicked in hard. Like I knew
Oh
I,
yeah. Fuck, I told you.
So you've done it live before already?
yeah, we did it all 4 nights on this tour.
Oh,
Yeah.
sweet.
The first night we jumped in on the chorus a little early on
Oh
one.
yeah. 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 Never again. And it never happened. It never. We're like,
Each other winked and stuff. So we were like,
No
oh,
one saw it. No one saw it, but we knew. And then we were like, okay, we talked about it later. We're like, hey, bro, tomorrow let's give it some room.
yeah. I sang
Were,
it in my
were people
car.
getting out on the dance floor to it and stuff? Because
Oh,
it's so
dude,
danceable, man. It's crazy.
no, I saw a post that some guy was like, this was my favorite song of the night. Like, yeah, it did great, I think. Right, Jake? Would you say people were freaking
I think definitely like Bakersfield, like when we had it down, like we'd actually practice it on stage a couple times.
yeah, yeah.
And then back and forth. And then when we turned up the music a little bit, it hit harder too in those basses.
Oh,
Yeah.
I mean, I'm 90s. I'm a volume guy. Like I'll fucking max it. Like, if I'm gonna do this, you're gonna hear it.
Yeah. Oh yeah, dude, his sets, bro. His when he's performing, especially in a little club like Bakersfield, it was a basement. That shit was rattling, bro. The whole fucking building was rattling. And I love that, dude. It was
Yeah.
fucking awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So yeah, Jake, great
I
job.
just
Whatever
I
you
just want to say
do.
before I forget that
Yes.
it's so tasty, that little synth doo, 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 doo.
that was the final.
It's so tasty.
Oh, that texture, that little
I
texture.
wasn't quite done, and I got back on it. And even my wife was like, "Leave it alone. You're gonna ruin it."
Yes. Yes.
Like,
Thank God.
yeah.
Thank you, Heather. Thank you, Heather.
And so I was sitting there with it, and then I just was like, "Wait, just a little fucking tag," and I found that, and I was like, "There it is." And then I
Yep.
just alone after that. That kind
That's
of
my
So
favorite, one of my
catchy,
favorite
man.
parts of the song, dude.
yeah.
And
It's soft.
another thing about this is that there's so much space, so it's like the music has a starring role as much as the vocal, it's like the vocal comes in and it's like, yeah, and then there's so much space to be like, yeah, what's going on here is the dope
Yeah.
music,
Yeah,
And,
exactly.
yeah, it's like it was it like, is it challenging to because you have to know when to stop, like you said, like I don't want to touch it again, when you got that much space, you could fill it with a bunch of shit,
Yeah. I'll just feel it apart. Like I have stuff, and then I'll like close my eyes and listen and go, "How does this feel?" And then I'll just kind of identify the part that doesn't feel right, and I take things out until it does. And then I'm like, "Oh shit, okay." The fun part and the hard part is the exploration. Like with electronic stuff, you throw something in and everything sounds good.
Yeah.
Next, you're sitting on this wall of
Yeah.
fucking harps that are just like, whoa, what's going on? Like, so I kind of learned to keep it minimal because my favorite songs are like right to the point, and a good song can just be a few parts. And so once, like I said before, like once I had the chord changes, I knew I had something, and I didn't want to clutter that up because the vocals were doing most of the work. And then the guitar part's just one note, just to kind of give it a sympathetic note that just kind of a minor note that just kind of rolls through it, and helps to make it a little less major and put it a little bit more minor. Like those are the best kind of songs for me when there's a little bit of both, you know, and it had a kind of
little melancholy in there.
yeah, like to slow down the pop side of it. I don't want people to think we're actually happy, you know what I mean? But
I'll definitely give Jake some credit on that whole, like what you said, the use of space. Like with the holy water name, it's like, think about it, like an ocean of space. But Jake knows how to give space to dance, and I really enjoyed that.
Yeah.
Because that's the first thing I heard when he first sent it to me. I was like, oh, dude, there's room to dance here, like. And if you notice that, that's where people, yeah, we're just fucking vibing out. So I think that's very important coming from someone who's like, was a classic rock guy as well. I'm like, dude, Pink Floyd, fucking 23-minute songs full of space,
The original
So,
was like 130 BPM, but
oh, wow.
I slowed it down to 120 to give it a little bit more
Oh,
fun.
really? Okay.
Swing. Maybe.
Yeah, a little more swing. And that's really when the hips start to loosen up, at that. Like
That's a great time.
most disco is like what, 114 to 120, somewhere in there, So
Right.
I just felt like it gave it a little bit more of a slap. But the contrary beats, if you pull it apart, there's like really straightforward one, and then there's one, and I even have some really crispy hats in there in the courses.
That's what I was about to say. Those hats, man. So good. Very good stuff.
Dude, they're very like no low end, just pushing and just
Yeah. And I love that. It like tickles the right part of my brain, bro.
I tell you, man, this is why I love doing this show too, because it's going to be so enjoyable for me to go back and listen to the song again now, because
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
even though I like the song and I was like, Supernova, Suicide, like, oh, what are they? Are they trying to be kind of spacey and cool or something, or so, you know what I mean? But now that I hear the story behind it, which I so identify with, by the way, I could
Right,
sit down
right.
with you, Jake, and talk all night long about this shit
Yes.
because I had exactly the same experience, and bombed out with heroin and cocaine and got sober
All
myself.
that good stuff.
Yeah, all the good stuff.
Yeah, man, I'm glad. Congratulations, Scott, on your sobriety.
Yeah,
Good to have
man.
you here
Well,
with us.
you know, it was life or death. So
Yeah, it's
Exactly.
funny, like people like sometimes I'll say on stage I'm sober and they clap. I'm like, don't fucking clap. Like I should have done it 10 years earlier. Like
Yeah.
I like, yay, I'm a normal person now, like okay,
I
remember
still got a lot of problems.
the first,
Don't
yeah,
worry.
the
Yeah, man.
first big
And
fight
I've seen,
I
I
lost.
grew up with that, seeing addiction, so I've been very careful. I'll have a beer or two, and I'll have one beer if I know I'm gonna drive. You get what I'm saying? Like I still kind of keep it pretty clean because I've seen the worst of it. But and also I love my career as well, so I'm like, dude, I know what
I mean, it's
that's like just bombs it.
yeah, it's refreshing to hear you younger guys sort of understand and have a healthy amount of fear surrounding it because they
Yeah.
saw it on their folks or loved ones or whatever. And you can kind of see that it rang true. We didn't have a lot of optics on that. We didn't know it was
I
going to
didn't have
kick,
anything. No.
right, like fuck, our heroes blew their heads off, at like 27 years old. So we were just like, all right, well, I didn't even think I was going to live to 40, let alone now. And I woke up one day, I was like, oh my God, I'm an adult. Like, how do I do now? Oh, hey.
Hey. Oh, what a beauty.
Oh,
Yeah, she's just known. Oh
yeah.
yeah,
No,
Yeah,
sorry.
it didn't
I'm
even
listening.
occur,
I'm listening. I'm
it
listening.
didn't even occur to me to fucking keep it together when I was in my 20s.
yeah, I
It
don't know. I
was,
thought alcoholics and addicts
well,
were, smoking crack in the gutter or like pouring a little bit of whiskey in their coffee every day or some old guy. I didn't get it, but it's just cool to it doesn't I don't want it to define my life, but at the same time, it's like I don't know what my wife and I like the first big fight I had, I was like, I'm sober, I'm a nice guy. What the fuck is your problem? She's like, you're supposed to be, you dick. Like, why are you bragging? Yeah, it's like maybe in your world, you're doing the world this great service by not.
Yeah, yeah.
yeah.
I was like,
Where's my
She's like, you
award?
should have never started.
yeah, I was
Yeah,
so,
exactly.
offended by her, lack of recognition for this great thing I was doing. Right? And it kind of occurred to me like that ism, that self, that will, that mindset is what was getting me into trouble, and so I've learned how to sort of tamper that and just do things for others as much as I can, and then with music, like try to give as much as I can, and then you get more. It's so
Yeah.
crazy. So
Oh
I
yeah.
don't worry about it. People show up to the show, and guess what? They do now.
Dude,
Uh,
I'm still high off of the show itself. Like, the whole trip and everything. I'm still feeling
Mm.
high off of it. So that's also super important to know that there's
Yeah.
a lot of things that are gonna get you high in the world with that are,
Yeah,
just gonna
exactly.
be great for
Exactly.
you,
Yeah,
basically.
that's the way it should be. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
no,
Yeah.
it's crazy,
No, that's
dude.
beautiful, man.
It's a cool thing to like realize that along the way. A lot of times I don't know if people get that second chance, not just physically and in careers, but like emotionally, to kind of get to rebuild that. And I guess when you're working backwards in that way, it's so much fun to just discover things like that again as a grown up, and
Yeah.
to feel like 18 and pulling up to a punk show and my friends are there and I'm just excited to just plug in and go. I could give we didn't think about that early on. Like, I never had a taste. I never thought I grew up in Grass Valley. I knew we weren't going anywhere, unless I really, really pushed. And it just was like, okay, now looking back, it's just something, and I'm really protective of it. I work hard to keep it in my life. I bust my ass when I'm not on the road. I have to, try to balance the financials to make sure that I'm at least breaking even, like that kind of stuff. It's like, I don't want my dream or what I like to do to affect anybody else, but in the same way, I like to have it so I can weave it in and out of my life, and have something that that makes me feel special. And I don't know what I would do without it. Like, I don't know what being a normal civilian would be, I mean, I
Yeah.
would just be some weird guy out there at the store buying fucking milk, just being weird, I don't know.
But
Uh,
when I see you on
Well,
stage, man, it's really comforting to hear that because I know how passionate you are, and just seeing the response, I could tell, like, man, like you've worked really hard on this. So, it's really fucking cool to see, honestly,
yeah,
Mr. Jake.
man, you got a long career ahead of you. You know what I
Oh
mean?
yeah.
Like, it's not over at 30. It's like you just keep going. And I don't know. I mean, I guess when they roll me off in my wheelchair, then I'll know it's time. But like,
We're
fuck
gonna
it.
roll you out like
that's
Ozzy,
what I'm
bro. I'm
doing.
gonna roll
That's
you
what
out
I'm
like
doing.
Ozzy.
I
Yeah,
don't
or roll them out on the throne.
Yeah, I don't
Yeah.
remember like 15 years. I don't feel like they should count against my age or I didn't know anything. So,
Yeah, man, I'm gonna be 59 in a couple years. A couple weeks, couple years.
Hell yeah.
A couple
That's
weeks, I'm gonna
awesome,
be
man.
59. Yeah, Jesus
That's
Christ.
well,
dope, man.
Yeah,
years are
so
years are weeks in rock and roll time.
yeah.
If they had rock and roll years, I'm like 185, dude. That decades.
Fucking dog years.
Well, man, we have to cut off actually because Zoom is gonna cut us off. But
Okay, cool,
yeah,
man.
man, this was so great, and
Well,
I
Scott, we
really
have
think
a
it's a.
music video coming. We got, sorry to cut you
Oh, is that
off. We
right?
have a
No, no,
music
no.
video
Yeah, let's
for
hear
it
that.
coming out very soon. So just keep an eye out for that. Holy Water, Kid Barrett, Supernova Suicide music video by Mr. Fever.
Oh, he
Yeah,
did the whole thing. Oh, cool.
yeah,
Yeah,
he's directing the whole
yeah.
thing. And,
It's so
oh,
cool you
and
guys have such a tight community out there, man. And
yeah,
I
man.
think
That's what I'm
also
telling
being
you.
a little bit older, you're really like teaching by example, leading by example, Jake, for these younger people to see how it could be done, in a balanced way. So I think
Yeah.
it's great service.
Yeah. I mean, I want to make a wisecrack and be like, don't do what I do, or whatever. But at the same time, people do ask questions about shit like that, and like, how are you able to get to this point and sustain that or whatever? And it has a lot to do with that stuff and the pitfalls and the ups and downs. So fuck it, if it's part of the story and it helps someone see a future and something they love to do, whether it equates to financial success, it doesn't matter. It equates to life experience, and you're building these friendships along the way that are fucking cool. I know I'm going to be homies with Kid for a long ass time, and that's
Fuck
great.
yeah, bro.
We're
Too,
gonna
man.
get cut off, guys. It
All
was
right,
so
see ya.
nice to meet you, Jake and Kid. Great
I
to have
love
you
you.
on the show again. Yeah, I hope you guys will come back again with the next collab. And everybody, stay tuned for the video coming up soon. Thank you so much, guys.
Bye. I love you guys. Talk to you soon.